Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome into just outside of Roy Kidd Stadium, CG Bank Field, as we welcome you into the EKU Game Day Show. Michael Watkins, Howard Miller, and Howard, beautiful day for some football. The Hall of Fame game here today as we honor another class going into the EKU Athletics Hall of Fame. And it's Kids at the Kid Day today, as the kids at halftime, I believe, will have a chance to run around out there on the stadium, burn some energy off. They got the inflatables up here, as they do each and every single game, and a great day to come out and support the Colonels.
You couldn't ask for a better day, Mike, as far as temperature and weather is concerned, coupled with another great class going into the EKU Hall of Fame. It's just a wonderful atmosphere to go out and get a win today.
It is, and we're looking to do so against a ranked opponent as number 15 ranked in the FCS, Austin Peay, the old OVC rival, longtime rival. You talked about your experiences in playing against the Governors. Not the same Austin Peay as it was when you used to play them back in the day. Much better football program. They have been consistently building this thing up. And today they come in ranked number 15, one of the best teams in the country, one of the best teams in the conference, and very important for the Colonels to get a win here today, because if they do, it's 10 straight wins at Roy Kidd Stadium. And Coach Wells talked about, despite what the record is right now, all of our goals for the season are still in front of us. We can stay undefeated and be undefeated at our home turf. We can still win a conference that's still in front of us as well, despite the 0-1 conference record and the loss to West Georgia. And we can still win the national championship. All those goals are still in front of us, but a lot riding on today's game to accomplish those goals.
I was looking last night. I saw the report how Las Vegas, the Lynx, I believe, won the WNBA.
The Aces. Yeah.
And they was talking about a period in their season where they lost a game by 50-plus points. Now, that's what is a great example to anybody, that you don't never give up, you don't never quit, you keep working for what your original goals were. And if you do so, a lot of times things will fall in place.
Yeah.
Where we are right now, we're in a sweet spot. We're in a very sweet spot. And the thing about it is, I don't think from what I've seen, these guys have any doubt whatsoever that we can still win the conference.
Well, and you look at how last year played out. We had a bumpy start last season.
Oh, yeah.
I think we won the last 5 games to get us into the postseason. But you have those bumps and bruises, and you have those moments throughout the year where, you will take some losses. Look at what Alabama's done, and George. It's hard to go undefeated in college football right now, because you're starting to see with the transfer portal and with how things are, the talent is spread around so much more. It's very difficult to be consistently good and consistently build a program up. And with EKU right now, we're still learning about who we are. And I think Coach Wells talked about that during the press conference on Tuesday. Burkett, we're still learning about him and what he can do as a quarterback. We know we've had him here for 4 or 5 months or whatever the case might be now. But you're still learning about what he can do out there on the field. He's still getting reps in. We're seeing injuries all over the place with this program. But that's not an excuse. You've got to be next man up mentality. And for Coach Walt Wells, I think that's kind of the case right now, is learning his quarterback, what his quarterback can do, what he's comfortable with. And when you take on an Austin Peay team, you've got to come out and get off to a good start. You cannot come out here today and get off to a slow start, because the Governors are the kind of team that if they can build a 1 or 2 score lead against you, EKU has shown they're not really capable of going out there and throwing the ball 30, 35 times. So they've got to come out here. They've got to get a lead so they can rely on a Braden Latham and a Brady Hensley in that running game, and more importantly, that defense to come out here and get them a victory today.
Well, you was talking about trying to find out who we are. When you think about it, Michael, that has become a part of the landscape of college football today.
Yeah.
From year to year, everybody with the transfer portal and all that's involved with the atmosphere we're in today, year to year, basically.
Yeah, you got a button on your shirt. I got you. Keep talking.
I brought him with me. Leave him alone. I brought him with me. He's going to get in the game
Okay,
free.
all right.
But every year a lot of programs are just like us. They're having to find out who we are this year as compared to last year, because very few rosters stay the same from season to season. And it's just, again, Austin Peay, I tell you what, from the time that I played, and I don't want to say nothing that's going to maybe drift back and get nobody fired up, but the Austin Peay teams that EKU is playing now, they're far from the ones that I played against in the 70s back then. They have an excellent track record. They've done some wonderful things to their facilities. So their program has stepped up a lot over the last couple of decades or so. So this is a team that we have got to take serious, very serious.
Yeah, and with the Governors, of course, Coach Wells played there. He's very familiar with what this program is all about himself. So he knows what's coming in here today. It's EKU and Austin Peay. The kickoff is 6 p.m., so we've still got a long time between now and the kickoff to bring the kids out, enjoy some tailgating, and that's really what this time of year is all about. It's actually, last night, doing some high school football games, it was football weather. Today it's kind of back up in the 70s, a little bit warmer. It's still football weather, but still, when you come out here today, you're going to experience a little bit of a warmer October day. It's a great day to come out here and support EKU football. We'll talk more about the Hall of Fame class that went in today. We'll talk more about Kids at the Kid. We'll preview this matchup and all the things that go with it when we come back. Don't go anywhere, folks. We're live here just outside of Roy Kidd Stadium in CG Bank Field on the EKU Game Day Show live on WBON-TV.
We would like to invite you to join our family at Bishop's Small Engine Repair.
Outdoor Power has become a family tradition, with 3 generations here bringing you years of experience.
We will help you find the best selection of outdoor power equipment from Cadet, Grasshopper, DeWalt, Makita, Echo, Shindawa, and now still in our Georgetown store.
Or bring your equipment into our service department. We will keep it running for years to come.
And as with all families, we have to keep Mama happy. So come on in and see us at Bishop's Small Engine Repair in Richmond and in Georgetown.
Founded by Kentuckians for Kentuckians, Whitaker Bank is a uniquely Kentucky bank committed to the communities it serves. At Whitaker Bank, you'll find personalized service, a dedication to excellence, and a genuine desire to help you achieve your financial goals. Visit us at any of our conveniently located branches or go to whitakerbank.com to learn how Whitaker Bank can serve you. Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
Cars of Kentucky is a proud sponsor of Eastern Kentucky University Athletics. In Richmond, we bleed maroon. Go Colonels. And when you're ready for your next pre-owned automobile, swing on over to Cars of Kentucky. Cars of Kentucky has vehicles starting at $3,000 and up, so we literally have something for every budget. 356 Big Hill Avenue in Richmond, or check them out, carsofkentucky.com. Let's go Colonels!
When it comes to auto service, 2 things are important: experience and hometown service. Hall & Sons Auto Care is starting their 20th year in business in Richmond. That's 20 years locally owned and operated. Hall & Sons Auto Care can take care of you from preventative maintenance to major engine repair. Hall & Sons Auto Care is also carrying BEW towing products as well as rough country suspension and lift kits. Give us a chance to be your auto repair shop. Visit us at 209 North Keeneland Drive in Richmond.
Here on the EKU Game Day Show, Michael Watkins, Howard Miller, and I tell you what, Howard's so good at getting the guests. It's hard to say no to him, right, ma'am? He's a convincer.
It is so hard to say no to him.
Well, Howard, tell us who we got here as you working here with us on the EKU Game Day Show.
When I came to EKU, our quarterback was Harold Borders, and this is Miss Debbie Borders, the wife of Harold. And everywhere I see them, guys, I think it was a few months ago I run into you at the eye doctor's office.
We saw you at the eye doctor.
We were sitting there, and whenever I see these guys, it's on, man. It's just far as conversation, reminiscing, talking, and everything. And Earl was always one of my favorite guys because when I came in as a freshman, he was one of those kind of guys that, though he was the quarterback, he embraced us.
Yeah.
Because I think he knew that the team's success was on how we all gelled. And he was like that coach in the locker room.
Building chemistry and
everything. And this is his lovely wife, Debbie. And Debbie, where and how did you and Harold meet?
Well, I came here from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And where did I meet him? It was a blind date.
My goodness. Now, is it okay if we talk about this?
Is that why you went and got your eyes checked?
Yes.
A little late for that now, though, isn't it?
Actually, my husband just had his eyes checked.
Okay, all right.
He just had cataract surgery.
Okay.
But we met at the mailbox.
On campus?
On campus. And I met him with a whole bunch of EKU football players. And I didn't remember him. There was just a big bunch of them.
Now, when you say at the mailbox, Debbie, now we had mailboxes in the lobby of O'Donnell.
Well, this was at the mailbox between Case and Burnham dorms.
Okay, all right.
And I had come out to mail something, and all those football players were standing there. And I just started talking to them. I was wearing a number 15 sweatshirt. That was his number.
It was meant to be.
But I didn't really remember meeting him at that time. I met a whole bunch of them. And I actually went out with his friend Otto Hughes.
I remember Otto, linebacker. Otto
Yes,
Hughes.
and he was from Pittsburgh too.
Okay.
But we went on a date, and Harold was with another girl, and I was with Otto. But we were just friends.
Okay.
And then later on, somebody told me that they were going to fix me up on a blind date with Harold, and I said, "Oh, no, he doesn't talk very much. I don't think I should go." She said, "Too late. They're on their way over. You're going." I just said, "Okay," and I went.
How many years later?
And now we've been married 52 years.
52 years.
Long time, yes.
You know, as a pastor, I've always found it interesting asking individuals, you know, what was your response when you felt that the Lord was calling you into the ministry?
Yeah.
Wonderful conversation. You get all types of responses. Same thing when you ask people, well, how did you and your husband meet? Because a lot of times people think that it's love at first sight.
Yeah.
It's not always that way.
No, it wasn't.
Now, okay, tell us. I know we on the air and this and that. How did the first date go, Debbie?
Well, the blind date.
The
blind date. It was fine. We had a lot of fun, and it was fun.
I'll leave it at that.
Yeah,
because,
I won't tell you the whole story because
you better
Where'd
not.
you go? Did you go out to eat, or did you go watch a movie?
I'm trying to remember where we went. I can't even remember now where we went, and we were with another couple.
But he was an EKU football player.
Yes.
Back in the early 70s.
Yes.
O'Donnell Hall, and some of the stories you hear, it was guys like me that spent so much time trying to keep those guys straight.
Oh, I'm sure. You never caused any trouble yourself, did you?
No,
I believe it. Well, we thank you for stopping by. So are you all staying for the game today? You in town? Or
Yes, we are. We live in Berea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Harold
good.
used to coach up at Berea. He was the head coach up there for several years.
Well, it's been it's a beautiful day for some football, that's for sure.
It sure is.
Yeah, and Austin Peay coming into town, and we thank you for coming by and stopping and talking to us.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
Debbie.
When
Thank you.
and
Thank
Howard,
you,
when
Howard.
you talk about this game, and obviously Austin Peay coming in, and you talked about the old rivalry, the old OVC days. This is really the only rival left standing, Howard. I mean,
It
it's,
is.
And when you look at, there's no more Murray State, there's no more even Morehead State.
No.
Jacksonville State's gone for a while. That was kind of the team we kind of measured up against. But when you look at how things stand now, there's no Western game every single year. Austin Peay is the only one that we consistently play that, for such a long time was a rivalry with EKU.
I remember the first artificial turf I ever played on or ever saw live was down at Austin Peay. And again, I don't want to say nothing to get nobody worked up, but it was artificial turf that looked like it should have been taken up 5 years before.
Yeah.
And the roughest thing. But again, as to what you're saying, that's the last. That's the last of those.
Yeah.
Those teams that for years and years EKU fans grew to know. You know, Middle Tennessee, East Tennessee, Austin Peay,
Murray State,
Murray State, even Moorhead, Western. And that's the changing of the guard, buddy.
It is.
That's
it is.
where we are today.
And I hear it all the time, like people miss being in the OVC because of those things. But again, when I hear that, I'll tell them, okay, the OVC is not what it used to be either. There's other teams that have gone from it.
That's it.
And let's face it, we know that money is a driving force nowadays. You've got to have money to be able to upgrade the stadium, to buy new uniforms, to nowadays get the best players to come play for your program. If you ain't got no money, you ain't getting nobody to come play for you.
If you don't have the money to keep your facilitation, your facilities up to a certain level, you might as well forget it. And I remember, and this is the truth, I remember going to Tech, I remember going to Austin Peay, and I can remember the dressing room we went into. I could see why they didn't have the athletes that they have today. Because it was a process that they had to do some things. They did them, and now they are they're rated.
Yeah, ranked 15th in the country. So they come in and they just beat West Georgia, who at the time was ranked. That was a high-scoring game. Today, Colonels are 7.5-point underdogs at home. The over-under, which, I mean, a lot of folks nowadays betting, it's now legal in Kentucky. It's a big deal. 47 points is the total. And we've seen Eastern kind of struggle to put points on the board. Can Austin Peay, can they carry the – if Eastern wins, I think that line goes under the total. I could see Eastern winning, 27, 21. I could, which I think that would obviously that would put it over the total. But I could see it being a game in the low 20s and being close. And I think that's the way Eastern's going to have to win this game. If Austin Peay comes in here and scores 28 or more points, it's going to be very, very difficult for Eastern to keep up and to win with what we've seen so far. Now, if they come out, we would love to see them light the scoreboard up.
Oh, yeah.
But from what we've seen through the first month and a half of the season, that's not our style of play. We're going to win with defense, running the football, and taking advantage of the opponent's mistakes. That's how we've gone 2-0 thus far at home. So we've got to do those things to win. If we let Austin Peay come in here and rack up 20, 25, 30 points, we're not going to be able to get a victory here this evening.
If Austin Peay comes in here and runs up the score, say, like you say, 25, 28 points, our offense is going to have to do something we haven't done yet.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to have to do some things we haven't done yet. I'm not saying we can't do it, but we're going to have to really shine as an offense if Austin Peay does score in the mid-20s or high 20s. And it's just our defense, I think our defense can hold.
Yeah, I think our defense can too. And
our offense has just got to score some points.
And there's some good news to this matchup for the Colonels. One, you're on the bye week last week, so a little bit of a fresher team, maybe guys resting up, having those little nagging injuries you get throughout the season. That also means you get 2 weeks to prepare for Austin Peay, where they had a week to prepare for West Georgia, and now a week to prepare for EKU. They're coming on the road to our stadium, so that's a good thing to look at too. But one thing to look back at to last year's game, Austin Peay was having a terrific season last season. Eastern goes on the road and comes from behind late to win that game. So the revenge factor is also something to keep in mind for Austin Peay because they were having a great season last year, and the Colonels put an end to that with a great win on the road in Tennessee. So we'll see what happens here today. Governor's coming out of Clarksville, Tennessee to take on the Colonels of EKU, and that kickoff is at 6 p.m. this evening. We'll step aside for another commercial break. When we come back, lots more to get to here on the EKU Game Day Show. Thank you for watching us here live on WBON-TV.
Granite, marble, and quartz for any surface. Make a lifetime commitment you won't regret.
In the event of an accident, please contact Shane Blankenship and Brandon Witt at Berea Collision, where you will receive exceptional quality and competitive pricing. Located behind Near New Auto at 110 Fairground Road in Berea, they are dedicated to serving their local community with top-notch repairs and unparalleled customer service. Berea Collision also services RVs, buses, and campers. Call them today at 859-985-2583 to experience the Berea Collision difference. Berea Collision Center, where precision meets perfection.
At the Galaxy Bowling Center and Champions Bar and Grill, we have activities galore, including video games, bowling, pool, delicious food at Champions, plus karaoke and live entertainment 7 days a week. Enjoy the climate-controlled patio, watch NFL football, and your Kentucky Wildcats all season long. The Galaxy Bowling Center and Champions Bar and Grill, just off exit 87 at 1025 Amberley Way in Richmond.
When life throws you a curveball, Richmond City Taxi is just a call away. Fast, friendly, and always dependable. Just had an eye appointment? Don't risk driving home. Let Richmond City Taxi get you there safely. We're your neighbor on the go. Wherever you are, we'll be there. Richmond City Taxi. Local, reliable, trusted. Call Richmond City Taxi at 859-779-4461. Have you heard about JB's Grow Shop? They're one of the most unique businesses in Richmond. If you're a farmer or a gardener, then you and JB's Grow Shop will make a great team. They provide the highest quality organic soils, nutrients, castings, and much more to meet your indoor and outdoor growing needs. Their experts will meet with you and make sure that you are getting the most out of your homegrown plants. JB's Grow Shop is located in the Southern Hills Plaza Shopping Center at 956 Commercial Drive in Richmond.
Back here on the EKU Game Day Show, Michael Watkins, Howard Miller getting you set for Eastern Kentucky University football as they welcome in Austin Peay today. Colonels 7.5-point underdogs here on their home turf, but it is Hall of Fame game as another Hall of Fame class going into the EKU Athletics Hall of Fame. A bunch of distinguished individuals and the 2004-2005 women's basketball team. Howard, you were over at the Hall of Fame luncheon ceremony that took place around noon today, and a large crowd gathering for another induction into the EKU Sports Hall of Fame.
Every year it seems like it's getting bigger and bigger, and it's just generating a lot of interest. And it's deserving because everyone that went in today and in years past has been individuals that have came here, they've come here, have committed themselves to their craft. They've earned the distinction of being separated from the pack, and the way that the university honors them, the way that they are with induction into the Hall of Fame is a great honor. Several of the past inductees have shown up again. Charlie Mitchell, George Bryant, a lot of the guys that have gone in the past were here today, and so it's just a wonderful occasion. Wonderful.
We'll try to run through some of these names. We had Sufyan Buchicki. Am I saying that right? She was track and cross country from 2010 to 2014. Billy Burton from the men's basketball team, 1968 to 1972. Ernest Dalton was a member of the track and cross country team from 1959 to 1963. Leon Hart from football, who was a member of the staff there from 1976 to 1988. Leanna Pitzenbarger was a softball player from 2012 to 2015. John Revere, who we had on the show 2 weeks ago, was a member of the team in 1972 to 1976, member of the EKU football team. And Mark Sandy was administrator from 2005 to 2015, and then also came back in 2019 to 2020. And then the entire 2004-2005 women's basketball team also inducted into the class today. Now, you talked about Hart and Revere football players. Hart coached the wide receivers, running backs, and quarterbacks, and then served as the offensive coordinator from 1981 to 1988. While he was an EKU assistant, the Colonels won 2 national titles from 1979 and then again in 1982, and they finished as the national runner-up twice in 1980 and 1981. Hart also helped EKU make the playoffs in 83, 84, 86, 87, and 1988. In 1985, EKU missed the playoffs, but the team went 8-3 and closed out the season with a 45-21 victory over Louisville. And the Colonels compiled an overall record of 120, 37-2 in his 13-year stint on the staff, which included 8 OVC titles to go along with the 2 national titles and the 2 national title runner-up appearances. Revere was a 2-sport participant at EKU for 4 seasons. He earned first-team All-OVC football honors as a junior wide receiver after making second-team All-Conference as a sophomore. He caught 95 passes in his career for 1,501 yards and 13 touchdowns, and also ran the ball 53 times for 419 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also handled punt and kickoff return duties for the Colonels and served as co-captain his senior season when the Colonels went 8-2 with a tie in 1975. And he was also a baseball player. I don't know if we talked about with him 2 weeks ago about him playing baseball as well. He hit .371 in 1974 and stole 11 bases on 12 attempts. In limited plate appearances his senior season, he hit .434, and he concluded his career with a .354 career batting average. And then after coaching football and track in his home state of Georgia at LaGrange High School, he returned to EKU in 1997 as an assistant coach for running backs on Roy Kidd's staff. And then in 2012, he was selected as the FCS Assistant Coach of the Year by the American Football Coaches Association. So a couple of football guys going into the Hall of Fame. And, of course, we had Mr. Revere on the show 2 weeks ago. Just a really good personality and a really good athlete back in his time in the Colonels.
I think, pound for pound, John Revere was probably one of the best all-around athletes. Well, I can honestly say one of the best all-around athletes that I have myself saw. And I started watching EKU sports back when it was Eastern Kentucky State College.
Yeah.
And as far as just an all-around pure athlete, and his accolades speaks for themselves. John was one of the best football players. I remember, I think it was down at Tech one night, he took a kickoff back, and I didn't think we'd ever catch that rascal. He was running all over the place celebrating. But, yes, he's certainly deserving, and each one of those individuals from track, softball, it was a great class. It was a great class.
Yeah, and the luncheon's always good because you'll see people you haven't seen in such a long time.
Yes.
And to have an opponent like Austin Peay, that's a big deal as well. You bring in a team like Austin Peay, again, a former rival from the OVC, a team that fans are going to be familiar with. And it's a big day today again. It's Kids at the Kid Day, so the kids kind of have some special things planned that they can do and they can take advantage of. And if you're watching now and you're wondering, well, what can I do this evening? 6 p.m. kickoff. You still got plenty of time to maybe get you a nap in, go grab some dinner if you don't want to, if you don't want the stadium food. And then you got time to come on out here and enjoy some great football tonight between EKU and Austin Peay. There are going to be professional athletes on this field this evening. You want to be here to watch them duel it out at Roy Kidd Stadium. Kickoff again at 6 p.m. You can get your tickets now at EKUsports.com. Gage, were we able to get the file of the press conference? Okay, Gage is working on the interview with Walt Welsh from the press conference this past week where he talked about the win over Nichols and the other things that kind of go along with this matchup today. Again, it is Kids at the Kid and Austin Peay coming into town. Now, you were talking about the old rivalry and the days back when you used to play against Austin Peay. You guys used to beat up on them a lot back in the day when Coach Kidd was here.
Yes, we did. And, again, I don't want to be too animated about that. Excuse me. I don't want to be too animated about that because I don't want to get nobody fired up. But, yes, back in the late 60s and in the 70s, Austin Peay was not quite the successful football program that they are today. They had a tremendous basketball program. We was talking about that earlier today, Fly Williams and some of those guys in their basketball program, but their football program was not quite where they would have liked for it to have been. And we we pretty much had their number back then.
Well, Coach Kidd had a lot of people's number, though.
Oh,
so,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was one of the things about him being here. And Coach Wells trying to carry on that legacy. You know, it's been, I think, 3 years now since Coach Kidd passed away.
Yeah.
And you look at, the legacy he left behind. It's hard to chase something like that, to try to bring it back. And, I think one thing that the university has done so well in is moving things in the right direction and into the future while also keeping the tradition alive that was once here. And it's very hard to do that. It's hard to, to go in one direction but also pull those things behind with you. But I feel like Eastern's done a good job in doing both of those things. There are obviously still work that needs to be done, but they're doing the right things to put the program where it needs to be to have future success while also keeping in mind the tradition that was once here.
I remember we would load up for a road game. We would load up in 2 Black Brothers buses. There was a Black Brothers bus line here.
Okay.
And we would go wherever we went, 2 Black Brothers buses, offense and defense. And now to get on some of the most beautiful, comfortable buses that are available, get on 4 big buses and travel wherever it is that we're going to is just one of the things that has a great, it's so obvious to me the distance that the program has came. When I remember our facilities, we had, along with Western down at Bowling Green, by far, we were the 2 leaders as far as our facilitation was concerned. A lot of the places have caught up with us, but it's a great feeling to know that the university has continued to grow, has continued to try to hold on to and try to, keep that nostalgia going as far as our heritage is concerned.
And here's one of the things I'll say about that as well. When you look at what EKU has done, they set the standard. I mean, all these programs that were in the OVC or that were in, at that time, NCAA, Division II football, all those programs were chasing after EKU, especially the ones here in the state of Kentucky and surrounding states.
Exactly.
And now, again, with the day and age in college football, and we talked about it a couple of weeks ago, there was no Florida A&Ms or Florida Atlantics or, all these coastal schools that are now a thing that are pulling players from the places that, Coach Kidd had so much success in recruiting from, in the Pennsylvanias and things like that. So when you look at how the landscape has changed, I think EKU is moving things in the right direction. There's obviously more things they can do, but without the funds and the right things and bringing those players in that you used to be able to get, and now in the day and age that we're in, not only do you have to recruit new players, you got to recruit your own players to stay as well.
Exactly.
You get a kid that comes out here out of nowhere and you kind of dust off the rock and turn him into a nice shiny diamond. He's gone after a year.
Somebody will see him shine.
Exactly. It's hard. And we saw that with Maddox Marcellus, who's had a great career here at EKU. Now he's doing big things other places. We saw Jaden Higgins, who was a superstar wide receiver here. He got drafted in the 1st or 2nd round by the Houston Texans this past year. So we're seeing guys succeed in coming here. It's just we want to see them stay here longer than a year, maybe 2 years, and finish off their career in the maroon and white. It's Austin Peay coming into town today. Kickoff again is just over 2 hours away, so still plenty of time to get your tickets. EKUsports.com. We'll talk more about that matchup, and eventually we'll hear from Coach Wells as well here on the EKU Game Day Show. Don't go away. We'll be right back on WBON-TV.
We would like to invite you to join our family at Bishop's Small Engine Repair.
Outdoor Power has become a family tradition, with 3 generations here bringing you years of experience.
We will help you find the best selection of outdoor power equipment from Co-Cadet, Grasshopper, DeWalt, Makita, Echo, Shindawa, and now still in our Georgetown store.
Or bring your equipment into our service department. We will keep it running for years to come.
And as with all families, we have to keep Mama happy. So come on in and see us at Bishop's Small Engine Repair in Richmond and in Georgetown.
Founded by Kentuckians for Kentuckians, Whitaker Bank is a uniquely Kentucky bank committed to the communities it serves. At Whitaker Bank, you'll find personalized service, a dedication to excellence, and a genuine desire to help you achieve your financial goals. Visit us at any of our conveniently located branches or go to whitakerbank.com to learn how Whitaker Bank can serve you. Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
Cars of Kentucky is a proud sponsor of Eastern Kentucky University Athletics. In Richmond, we bleed maroon. Go Colonels. And when you're ready for your next pre-owned automobile, swing on over to Cars of Kentucky. Cars of Kentucky has vehicles starting at $3,000 and up, so we literally have something for every budget. 356 Big Hill Avenue in Richmond, or check them out, carsofkentucky.com. Let's go Colonels!
When it comes to auto service, two things are important: experience and hometown service. Hall & Sons Auto Care is starting their 20th year in business in Richmond. That's 20 years locally owned and operated. Hall & Sons Auto Care can take care of you from preventative maintenance to major engine repair. Hall & Sons Auto Care is also carrying BW towing products as well as rough country suspension and lift kits. Give us a chance to be your auto repair shop. Visit us at 209 North Keeneland Drive in Richmond.
Yeah.
Oh, were you?
Huh?
You was a general?
No.
They just called you that.
Welcome back into the EKU Game Day Show. Howard Miller along with Michael Watkins here. And Howard, so good to get getting some guests lined up for us on the show here. And you got the general here with us today. Talk about that, Howard, and another you said EKU legend here joining us on the show.
Yeah. Don't pay no attention to him knocking it off or playing it down. Yeah, introduce yourself and tell the fans who you're talking to and your years here.
No, I just happen to be with a great group of guys that kind of started a winning streak here at Eastern. I think it ended up being something like 10 years without losing at home.
Oh, yeah.
And we was like in the first 3-4 years or whatever when we started. We was probably, when I was a freshman, we had lost, I think we went like 6-5 or 5-5. After that, we didn't lose at home at all. So we was actually part of the one championship team, 79. That was the first one for EKU. We went back the next year and we should have won, but we lost with 59 seconds left in the game. It was horrible. 2 years after that, they went undefeated and won the championship again. So,
well, you said 10 years without losing here at home. We're going for 10 straight home wins if we win this game today. But it's a big test against Austin Peay, and I'm sure you got some stories you could talk about that rivalry, how it was back then. It's not as big as it once was, and I feel like with rivalries nowadays, it's so hard to build a rivalry up no matter how often you play the same team because the players are pretty much changing every single year now. So while that's the case, Austin Peay's got a bad taste in their mouth after that loss last year on their home field to EKU. But when you talk about revenge factor, when you look back on your time in playing for Eastern, was there ever a rival or a team that you just hated and you always kind of got yourself up for?
No, it wasn't a team that I hated, but our rivals was always Western, and then it ended up being Murray. So it was either Western Kentucky or Murray State. It was actually 1 and 2 or whatever every year. But as far as a revenge factor, no, you go to win every game.
Yeah,
it's
that's true.
It's not a revenge. I never looked at that. Somebody beat me, I had to get better. So you get better and you go out and you try to improve. And then the next time you come up to play, you playing a better game. So it's not a revenge factor. It's all about winning every game you got or whatever. I wouldn't how you said it, one of these fair weather fans or whatever. It's every game you win, and we did good for the fans here in Richmond and at EKU because we won, like I said, for 10, 15 years without losing, so that was pretty good.
Howard, how was Coach Kidd following a loss? Like, what was it like? I know y'all didn't lose a whole lot underneath him, but like when you would have a loss under Coach Kidd, what was he like? What was his demeanor, and how did he react to a loss in practice and getting ready for the next game?
It was probably, Dale, the same thing it was with you guys, man. A lot of times that depends on how you played.
Yeah.
You can go out and you can play your tail off and lose. and a coach can recognize that you gave everything. It just was not our day. But you go out there in a situation where you know you were supposed to win today. You did not play like you should have been playing. You did not execute. Those was the time. I remember one time down at Mary, we was supposed to have gone down there and won. We had, odds-on favorites. At halftime, I think we was down 2 touchdowns. Somebody asked later, said, why was you guys running so fast at halftime? What was wrong? I said, man, everybody trying to get on that back row because they knew Roy was going to perform. I seen that man kick a steel garbage can all the way across the dressing room, and it never touched the ground till it hit the other end. He had to fire.
Yeah.
He was the kind of coach, he knew when to get in you, he knew when to crawl up in you, and then he knew when to caress you.
And so,
That's the kind of thing that makes a guy want to go through a brick wall for that kind of a personality. He was just that unique individual that knew what you needed at that time.
Yeah, and I think that's what made Coach Kidd special. It was just not only what he did on the field with you guys, but what he did off the field as well.
Yes.
I mean, we've talked to so many players over the years and doing this show where even after they graduated, Coach was still checking on them. He was still helping them get jobs. He was setting them up for their future. And I think that just kind of goes to show what kind of coach that Roy Kidd was.
Being from Richmond, I had the opportunity of hearing older guys talk about Coach Kidd when he coached at Madison High School.
Yeah.
So I already had this idea, this understanding of the type of a personality he was, because that is exactly what he did with those guys he coached in high school. He followed them up afterwards, and that was something he represented his entire coaching career.
We talk about this game today. How do you feel about the importance of this game? Obviously, we're already 0-1 in conference play. That's a big deal. Trying to win 10th straight game here at home. So talk about that and how important it is to try to get a victory here today.
Like I said, it's about winning every game. That's what you play. Whether it's Coach, what's his name, NFL coach, he say you play to win the game.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. As far as Coach Kidd and the other coaches had a responsibility. I think what took us to the next level was we understood as players that we had accountability ourselves. So we held other players accountable. And once we did that, we was able to win one. We was able to go four championship games in a row because we held everybody. You was accountable for what you did.
Yeah.
Like he just said, you had to execute. If you didn't execute, we looking at you like, what's going on? You had to produce. It wasn't what the coaches did. Coaches had to improve. We went down to Murray. He mentioned Murray. We went down to Murray. We got out-coached. Coach Godfrey was down, got out-coached. Roy and them knew that. We was looking forward to playing Murray State in the championship. Lehigh whooped Murray State. They overlooked us.
Yeah.
But we was looking for Murray State because, and it wasn't no revenge factor. It was like I said, we supposed to win every game. We didn't win that game. We got out coached. We was holding each other accountable. And we wanted them to come up and we wanted to perform, show them we was a better team than what we did down there. We didn't get them, but we got Lehigh, and Lehigh was supposed to be. Coach Hart just told me that Lehigh was pretty tough. They didn't let anybody run on them. We ran on them up and down the field because that's what we did. We held each other accountable, and that's what we tried to do. But yeah, this game right here today, they have to win. They have to execute. If the coaches didn't do their job, it'll show up in the end.
Yeah.
The players will look at each other and say, we performed, we executed. Our plan was flawed. The coaches will improve. The coaches improve, the players improve, you get better down the road. But as far as Austin Peay back in our day, that was an afterthought. Like I said,
we just that's what I said too.
But it was kind of like not as bad as Moorhead, but we went down there. They had
took care of business, right?
We took care of business, but this Austin Peay, I've been following them. They're a lot better.
Yeah.
So we got to scrap up. We got to execute. We got to do what they got. They got to perform. They don't perform. they're not gonna win.
Okay, let's take one more commercial break. When we come back, the Colonel Walk will be making its way through here as the Colonels get ready to take on Austin Peay. So don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back on the EKU Game Day Show.
Granite, marble, and quartz for any surface. Make a lifetime commitment you won't regret.
In the event of an accident, please contact Shane Blankenship and Brandon Witt at Berea Collision, where you will receive exceptional quality and competitive pricing. Located behind Near New Auto at 110 Fairground Road in Berea, they are dedicated to serving their local community with top-notch repairs and unparalleled customer service. Berea Collision also services RVs, buses, and campers. Call them today at 859-985-2583 to experience the Berea Collision difference. Berea Collision Center, where precision meets perfection.
At the Galaxy Bowling Center and Champions Bar and Grill, we have activities galore, including video games, bowling, pool, delicious food at Champions, plus karaoke and live entertainment 7 days a week. Enjoy the climate-controlled patio, watch NFL football, and your Kentucky Wildcats all season long. The Galaxy Bowling Center and Champions Bar and Grill, just off exit 87 at 1025 Amberley Way in Richmond.
When life throws you a curveball, Richmond City Taxi is just a call away. Fast, friendly, and always dependable. Just had an eye appointment? Don't risk driving home. Let Richmond City Taxi get you there safely. We're your neighbor on the go. Wherever you are, we'll be there. Richmond City Taxi. Local, reliable, trusted. Call Richmond City Taxi at 859-779-4461. Have you heard about JB's Grow Shop? They are one of the most unique businesses in Richmond. If you're a farmer or a gardener, then you and JB's Grow Shop will make a great team. They provide the highest quality organic soils, nutrients, castings, and much more to meet your indoor and outdoor growing needs. Their experts will meet with you and make sure that you are getting the most out of your homegrown plants. JB's Grow Shop is located in the Southern Hills Plaza Shopping Center at 956 Commercial Drive in Richmond.
Howard Miller, Michael Watkins waiting on the Colonel Walk, which has kind of become a tradition here, Howard, when you see the guys, walk their way through, seeing family, friends, former teammates and guys, alumni that are just cheering them on here in the RV lot as they go into the stadium and prepare for battle.
Yes, it is. It has become a great part of the tradition here because it really pumps you up when you're coming through the crowd and you see, like you say, your family, friends, and people that in some situations have come a long way to just, watch you play, be here and support the program. And a lot of the old alumni is always on hand, and just as Dale was talking about some of the tradition we've had here, and I remember those years when we went like 10 years, man, without losing a home game. And I remember a big entourage of locals. We would always watch the games from the visitor side. And, man, you talking about there was a certain something about just the air of knowing I don't care what the score is, how much time is on the clock, we're going to win.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's a mindset that once you get a group of guys there, that's the 12th man. It's certainly the 12th man.
Well, when you look at this matchup today, too, not only is it a big game because it's conference, it's a ranked opponent coming in here, but the last two times that these teams have played, the game has gone to overtime. Remember 2 years ago, the absolute thriller with the Colonels coming from behind to send it to overtime only to lose in heartbreaking fashion. And then last year in Clarksville, the Colonels overcame a 24-7 halftime deficit to score 17 unanswered points in the second half. They forced overtime before running back Joshua Carter won the game on a 23-yard touchdown run after giving up a field goal on their opening or on the drive for Austin Peay. Their first drive in overtime. Eastern got the touchdown by Carter and won 33-30. EKU is riding a 9-game home winning streak at Roy Kidd Stadium with its last home loss coming against the Governors in that overtime game. It was 33-30 in 2023. And, of course, EKU last played 2 weeks ago here on this field against Nichols, winning 27-7. And it was 27 unanswered after falling behind 7-0. And Brady Hensley kind of broke the game open with a big touchdown run. He had 148 rushing yards in that win and that one score. And the defense, again, they are doing big things. Just 17 points allowed here through 2 games thus far. Got to come out with that same mindset today and keep this at a low-scoring game to give our team a chance to get the victory. Here is the Colonel walk as the team makes their way through. We'll kind of pause for a moment, let the team do their thing, and we'll come back to wrap up the EKU Game Day Show. Sit back and enjoy as Coach Walt Wells and the Colonels make their way into battle to take on Austin Peay. So what?
Hey now.
And Howard, not only just the cheerleaders, but the dance team getting involved as well. And here comes Coach Wells and Vito Tisdale and the guys as they get ready to cheer on. Coach Wells always gives the misses a little sugar as he comes. Exactly right.
He better. All right, Vito. All right, fellas.
Guys got the game faces on. I like to see that.
All right now.
Good crowd on hand here over at 2 in the RV lot.
All right.
See Boyle County head coach. Got Justin Haddock, state champion with the Boyle County football team. Numerous state titles there. I was joking with somebody this week and said that Justin was the second most popular person to come out of Breathitt County.
All right, man.
Dav and myself, number one, but he's clearly got me beat.
Big guy. Here we go. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I love the intensity, don't you, Howard?
Yes, sir.
They got it going.
You know, how can you not get fired up?
Exactly.
With an atmosphere like this, man. How can you not get fired up? How can you not get fired up? All right now. Yes, sir. Here we go. All right. Yes, sir.
There's Brady Hensley right there. And
all right, here.
Some of the guys that had a big week 2 weeks ago when the Colonels knocked off Nichols.
All right, big time.
Bradley Gurley walking by.
Giant. What's up, big guy? All right, here we go. This is it. All right, Tom. Here we go now. All right. Right. All right now. All right, Coach. All right, Coach. All right, big time. Take care.
So
Coach.
They got their game faces on as the Colonels welcome in Austin Peay. And we'll take our final commercial break. We'll come back and put a bow on the EKU Game Day Show live on WBON-TV.
We would like to invite you to join our family at Bishop's Small Engine Repair.
Outdoor Power has become a family tradition, with 3 generations here bringing you years of experience.
We will help you find the best selection of outdoor power equipment from Co-Cadet, Grasshopper, DeWalt, Makita, Echo, Shindawa, and now still in our Georgetown store.
Or bring your equipment into our service department. We will keep it running for years to come.
And as with all families, we have to keep Mama happy. So come on in and see us at Bishop's Small Engine Repair in Richmond and in Georgetown.
Founded by Kentuckians for Kentuckians, Whitaker Bank is a uniquely Kentucky bank committed to the communities it serves. At Whitaker Bank, you'll find personalized service, a dedication to excellence, and a genuine desire to help you achieve your financial goals. Visit us at any of our conveniently located branches or go to whitakerbank.com to learn how Whitaker Bank can serve you. Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
Cars of Kentucky is a proud sponsor of Eastern Kentucky University Athletics. In Richmond, we bleed maroon. Go Colonels. And when you're ready for your next pre-owned automobile, swing on over to Cars of Kentucky. Cars of Kentucky has vehicles starting at $3,000 and up, so we literally have something for every budget. 356 Big Hill Avenue in Richmond, or check them out, carsofkentucky.com. Let's go Colonels!
When it comes to auto service, two things are important: experience and hometown service. Hall & Sons Auto Care is starting their 20th year in business in Richmond. That's 20 years locally owned and operated. Hall & Sons Auto Care can take care of you from preventative maintenance to major engine repair. Hall & Sons Auto Care is also carrying BW towing products as well as rough country suspension and lift kits. Give us a chance to be your auto repair shop. Visit us at 209 North Keeneland Drive in Richmond.
The EKU Game Day Show. We got another EKU legend joining us here, Dave Hensley. And, you know, Dave, I was talking to Brady. I told you this story earlier on the press conference this week, and said he got that touchdown 2 weeks ago against Nichols. We still got a long way to catch the numbers Dad put up. I think it was 1984. I think it's 11 touchdowns. Yeah. Great season there with you and the Colonels that year. But you got to listen. You've always been an EKU supporter,
100%,
and you got to be bursting with pride now seeing your son do what you did when you were here as well.
There's a friendly competition around the house.
Oh, for sure.
No doubt about it.
I can only imagine.
When he passed me up on all the bench press and the squat and the weight room, I started working out by myself and just letting him go do his own thing and everything. But, yeah, it's a friendly competition. But, yeah, deep down, man, it's like a lot of pride in EKU. And then to see your son come over, not only just play at EKU, but play the same position, wear the same number.
Yeah.
And then, you know, have a great week last week and just everything that's kind of fallen in place for him. You know, you're so happy for him. But yet I'm still a Colonel, and I'm like, I called him this morning and always wish him good luck and everything. And I said, listen, good luck. Hope you do good, but I hope we win.
Yeah, it's a big one.
We got to get the dub. We got to get the dub. And that's what's so – I try to tell people all the time, like, sometimes you're cheering for this, your son, this, that, but I'm a Colonel.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm cheering for the win. Let's get the win, you know, because this is a huge game for us tonight, and this is going to, like, hopefully, like, catapult our season and get us going. And
well, you can look to last year. That Austin Peay win on the road in Clarksville was the one that kind of set the tone for the finish of the season and kind of catapulted us into the playoffs. So this could be that same scenario this year with them coming into our stadium as well.
Also, I didn't realize they were the last team to beat us here.
I know, exactly.
So
that's
somebody
a big
said
factor
that the other day,
well.
and I'm like, oh, no. So that's not going to happen again. So
a lot riding on it. You know, 10th straight win if we get the victory. There's a revenge factor on their side, but there also 100%. Is for us from 2 years ago. So, Howard, and then, you know, obviously 2 years ago, the teams were completely different than what they were in 2023, but the fans still remember that overtime loss to Austin Peay on this field.
Well, the thing about that, and Hensley can back me up on that, fans all around the country, everywhere we go, our heritage follows us.
Yeah.
I don't care who it is, we may have never played those guys before. I don't never remember having played Western Georgia before. But I guarantee you, when we pulled up into Carrollton, Georgia, we had a target on our back because somebody's going to tell them about the Colonels. Somebody's going to tell them that. And Austin Peay and everybody else, their players obviously don't remember, but they've got administration, they've got boosters that's going to tell them the stories of what them people used to do to us. And they are fired. I remember we went down, I done forgot what year it was. The first time they beat us, we was down at Clarksville, and you would have thought they won the Super Bowl.
Oh, I'm sure. And
they was all over the place,
It's like that a lot nowadays with EKU.
I think it might have been under Coach Hope. I think it might have been under Danny or what. But anyway, that first time they beat us in I don't know how many years, it was crazy.
Biggest win in school history.
It was crazy.
Well, let's get back in the win column today. It's EKU Austin Peay. Get your tickets at EKUsports.com. And thanks for watching another EKU Game Day Show. We'll see you next time here on WBON-TV.